As you probably know, the residency application process has been moving towards a more holistic approach for programs and applicants. Nowadays, most schools only provide pass or fail grades in the transcripts. The USMLE Step 1 is now pass or fail, and the Dean's Letter that seems to have less and less objective information. The traditional filters programs used to use to reduce the number of applications are no longer available. So programs, in some ways, are forced to have a more holistic approach. But what is holistic anyways? Well, the short answer is that it's just a way to evaluate a student beyond grades and the USMLE scores. But what beyond grades actually means is very subjective and variable across residency programs. A program will favor experiences and activities that are more in accordance with their culture and environment. Trying to figure out what is important to each program can be difficult, and it depends on the expectations of the program director and the admission committee. So like it or not, holistic pretty much decreases explicit bias and increases unconscious bias. ERAS has been trying to compensate by adding new areas in the application to compartmentalize and amplify all kinds of experiences and activities. But how can you use all these to your advantage? The best way to approach the holistic dilemma, in my opinion, is to find a balance between personalizing your application and making your application personal. The terms personalization and personal might sound and seem similar, but they carry distinct connotations that can influence the way we approach the application process, and in that way, how potential programs perceive us. As I've mentioned many times before, the match is a two-step process, and those two steps are in many ways unrelated. The first step is to be visible to the program so they open your application and end up offering you an interview. The second step is performing well during the interview so programs actually rank you high. So let's say the first step, which is to be visible to the program, is more about personalization, while the second step, which is to be relatable and competent, is more about making the process personal. Let's talk about personalization and increasing your chances of getting an interview. Personalization is the art of tailoring a message, a product, or experience to cater to a program preference, needs, and characteristics. In the context of residency applications, personalization involves customizing your application to align with the specific requirements of the program and the values of the department and institution where the program is. This can include adjusting your letter of interest, your personal statement, using preferential signaling, geography signaling, and even using the new experiences section to highlight relevant skills and experiences that directly relate to the role as a resident in that particular program. Keep in mind that you can learn a lot about the interest of residency programs by following their activity in social media, researching their website, talking to residents in that particular program, or doing an away rotation. Remember that besides personalizing your application, you can also develop your personal brand through social media involvement in national societies, and participation in groups that can increase your visibility to those evaluating the residency applications. Now, once your application is open, you have to make sure your application is engaging, is relatable, and is personal. So let's talk about personal, which pertains to an individual's private life, emotions, and identity. Or in other words, what makes you, you. When considering this aspect in the residency ERAS application, it means showcasing your authentic self through storytelling and how your personal insights make you ideal and relevant to a residency program. Think about reading a biography of yourself. You probably want it to be engaging and interesting, a story to follow and to get excited about. You wouldn't want your biography to be a long list of factual bullet points that couldn't keep anybody awake, right? Here are the main points to remember. Number one, grabbing attention of the program director. Personalization ensures your application stands out by addressing the specific skills and qualities the program seeks. However, it's equally crucial to make it personal by infusing your personal story into your application to create an engaging story and a memorable impression. Number two, staying relevant in a large group of applicants. Tailoring your application to specific programs demonstrates that you've done your research and you're genuinely interested in that specific program. Yet, you should try to make it engaging by sharing personal anecdotes and experiences that connect to the program's mission, which can show alignment with their values, and that's super important. Number three, being authentic and unique. While personalization focuses on adapting to the program's needs and expectation, the personal element helps you come across as authentic and relatable. This can foster a sense of trust and rapport with program directors and the admission committee. And number four, keeping it professional. It's important to remember that the professional context of a residency application demands a level of restraints in divulging some personal information. While you can integrate relevant personal experiences, avoid oversharing or providing details that might not be suitable. For example, if you were the social chair of your college fraternity and you organize a party that has the highest alcohol consumption ever, it may be a badge of honor, but not here. In conclusion, personalization and personal both play essential roles in crafting a compelling ERAS application. The key is finding the right blend between showcasing your qualifications and conveying your authentic self. Balancing these elements effectively can set you apart from other candidates, making your application more impactful and increasing your chances of securing an amazing residency spot. Thank you and good luck.